Yeah, students. So we will move on to the fourth reaction of the alcohol, which involves the cleavage of carbon-oxygen bond. Okay, that is nothing but oxidation. Okay, so what do you mean by oxidation? You all know, right? It is nothing but the addition of oxygen, right? So here under the all the reactions which is coming under the oxidation, we are going to add the oxygen, right? So I'm just reading from page number 339. Oxidation of alcohols involve the formation of a carbon oxygen double bond with cleavage of an OH and CH bond. Okay, so here actually two places the bonds are the bonds will break. Okay, so suppose I'm taking an alcohol, for example methanol, right? So it's the same thing which I am taking from the book. Okay, they have taken the methanol here. So this is the methanol, right? So you have CH3OH. Okay, so now you can see this OH bond, okay, and this CH bond will break. In your book you can see that they have written bond breaking. These two places actually what will happen, the bond will break. Okay, so what will be released from here when the bond will break? This oxygen will be removed from this. When the bond will break, this, sorry, I'm really sorry, not the oxygen, come again, we have taken an alcohol, right? So now what will happen, the bond will break from two places. One is this OH bond and one is this CH bond, right? So when the bond break between O and H, this hydrogen will be released. Okay, I said oxygen I think before, right? So it is hydrogen will be released from this side and another hydrogen will be released from this side. So actually how many hydrogens are releasing? Two. So we can say that one dihydrogen is released. Okay, now what will be left out? CO, okay, and top one hydrogen was there, down one hydrogen was there. So one hydrogen here, one hydrogen here. Okay, now you see the valency of carbon. Carbon should have 4 valencies. Now you can see 1, 2, 3. Only 3 is there. So one double bond will come here, right? So this is the reaction. Now this oxidation reaction is also called as dehydrogenation reaction. Okay, dehydrogenation reaction. Why it is called as dehydrogenation reaction? What do you mean by dehydrogenation? Dehydrogenation is nothing but removal of hydrogen. So in this reaction you can see that hydrogen is removed. Okay, so that's why this oxidation reaction which occurs in the alcohol is also called as a dehydrogenation reaction. Okay, now next we can see about the on page number 340. Okay, on page number 340 we can see that they have taken an alcohol, okay, RCH2OH. So when you oxidize an alcohol, okay, so this is undergoing oxidation process. Okay, so when you oxidize an alcohol, you can get an aldehyde. What is the functional group of aldehyde? CHO, right? So you will get RCH double bond O, right? So how oxidation means what? You are adding an oxygen here, right? So you can see here one oxygen is already there. When it is coming double bond, it means 2 oxygen, right? And one hydrogen will be removed because it will be a dehydrogenation. So remove one hydrogen, okay, H2, remaining will be COH, and one oxygen will add, so it will become a double bond, right? So what is this? An aldehyde is formed. Now again what will happen if you oxidize this aldehyde? Again if you oxidize this aldehyde, what you will get? You will get an acid, carboxylic acid, COH double bond. Okay, so listen here, oxidation of alcohol will give rise to aldehyde. Again the oxidation of the aldehyde will give you what? Will give you carboxylic acid. This is carboxylic acid, right? Aldehyde is CHO, acid is COOH. Okay. Down what they have written, you can see strong oxidizing agents such as acidified potassium permanganate are used for getting carboxylic acid from alcohols directly. Okay, so what they are saying that if you want to get this carboxylic acid directly from alcohol, no need to convert it first into aldehyde then carboxylic acid. If you want to get the carboxylic acid directly from the alcohol, you have to use a very strong oxidizing agent. Okay, so if you use a strong oxidizing agent like what they have given, potassium permanganate, okay, KMnO4. Okay, so if you use a strong oxidizing agent like KMnO4, you can directly get the carboxylic acid from the alcohol. This is one point. Okay, the next thing is that another one they want to say that, like, if you want to get the aldehydes, okay, if you want to get the aldehydes from the alcohol, you have to use an oxidizing agent, right? So you can use the oxidizing agent like CrO3, which is given already in the next equation. Suppose you take an alcohol, okay, you take an alcohol and you want to convert it into a aldehyde. Okay, this is an alcohol, this is an aldehyde. So you have to use an oxidizing agent. You can use oxidizing agent like CrO3. Keep it a note, write and keep what is CrO3. It is nothing but chromic anhydride. Okay, so CrO3 is nothing but it is chromic anhydride. Okay, so in presence of oxidation agent like chromic anhydride, what you can do, you can convert the alcohol into a aldehyde. Okay, now there comes a problem in using this chromic anhydride. This chromic anhydride is highly toxic and it is a pollutant. Okay, keep it in the mind. This chromic anhydride, it is a toxic, it is toxic and it is also a pollutant. So we have to go for a better reagent. Okay, so that's why they have come up with a better reagent, which is nothing but PCC. Okay, pyridinium chlorochromate, which they are using in the next reaction. You can see they are using PCC in the next reaction, and alternate for this CrO3. Okay, so a better reagent for oxidation of primary alcohol to aldehyde in good yield is pyridinium chlorochromate. Okay, a complex of chromium trioxide with pyridine and HCl. Okay, so for CrO3, chromium anhydride, there is an alternate, that is nothing but PCC. Okay, PCC is nothing but pyridinium chlorochromate. Okay, it is a combination or it is a complex of chromium trioxide, the same thing, CrO3, chromium trioxide with the pyridine and HCl. With pyridine and HCl. This is actually PCC. What is PCC? Pyridinium chlorochromate. Okay, so they are using this PCC instead of CrO3. Okay, so when they use it, what you can get an aldehyde from an alcohol. So in your book itself they have given the reaction. You can see CH3 CH2 OH. Okay, butanol they have given. Okay, that is 2-butanol. Okay, so when this you are treating with PCC, okay, you are getting what? CH3 CH then CHO. You are getting an aldehyde. You can see methane, ethane, propane, butane. Butanol you are getting, right? So this PCC is an alternate for CrO3 for the chromic anhydride, right? Now what they are saying that this, till now we were seeing the reactions with the primary alcohol. So you can have the reactions with the secondary alcohols also. As given in your book, they have taken a secondary alcohol, right? RCH OH, any other alkyl group. Okay, so they have taken one alkyl group R and another alkyl group R dash. Okay, so since it is coming in the second position, it is a secondary alcohol, right? So when secondary alcohol is treated with the same CrO3, okay, the same chromium anhydride, you are getting a ketone. Okay, because hydrogen will be released. This hydrogen and this hydrogen will go outside, because you know oxidation is a dehydrogenation process also. So you have to remove an hydrogen. So if you remove this hydrogen and this hydrogen, C single bond O will come here. Okay, C single bond O will come. Now you see the valency for the carbon 1, 2, 3. So 1 is lagging. So you will have a C double bond O. What is this? C double bond O is a ketone. So you will get a ketone. Okay, so keep it in the mind. With the primary alcohols, you will get aldehyde or carboxylic acid. Okay, with the primary alcohol, we have seen before reaction. With the primary alcohol, when you do the oxidation, you will get what? Aldehydes, or you will get a carboxylic acid. Okay, carboxylic acid. On the other hand, when you use a secondary alcohol, when you oxidize a secondary alcohol, you will get what? You will get a ketone. Okay. Now we will see about the tertiary alcohol. Actually, they say that tertiary alcohols, they will not undergo the oxidation process. Okay. So they will not undergo the oxidation process. So actually, the tertiary alcohols, they will not undergo the oxidation process. This point is very clear on page number 340. You see right hand side, there are 3 reactions written. Okay, even the last para you can read and see what is written here. When the vapors of a primary or a secondary alcohols are passed over heated copper at 573 Kelvin, dehydrogenation take place and an aldehyde or a ketone is formed, while tertiary alcohols undergo dehydration. Okay, so listen here. I am writing the same equations which are there in your book on page number 340, right hand side. Okay, so this is a primary alcohol. Okay, this is a primary alcohol which we are treating with copper at 573 Kelvin. Okay, so what you are getting? You are getting a aldehyde. Okay, and hydrogen is released. So this is what? This is a dehydrogenation reaction. Okay, this is a dehydrogenation reaction. Okay, because hydrogen is removed. So with the primary alcohol, you are getting an aldehyde. Okay, in the same way, if you take a secondary alcohol, okay, if you take a secondary alcohol and the same treatment you are doing, copper 573, okay, so you will get what? You will get a ketone. Just now we have seen, you will get a ketone, and even this case also hydrogen will be released out. So this is also a dehydrogenation reaction, but this is a secondary alcohol, right? But a difference come in the tertiary part. What happens in the tertiary alcohols? Now CH3, CH3, OH. Okay, this is a tertiary alcohol. Okay, the tertiary alcohol, if you treat it with copper at 573 Kelvin, it is going to give you an alkene. Okay, CH3, CH3, CH2, because this is not a dehydrogenation reaction. This is a dehydration reaction. Dehydration. Hope you find out the difference, even though these two sound similar. Dehydrogenation means hydrogen is removed. Dehydration means water is removed. So when you remove, suppose H2O you want to remove. Suppose I am taking two hydrogen from here and one oxygen from here. So ultimately what you will get? You will get the double bond. You will get an alkene here. Okay. So this was about the oxidation reactions. Okay. Now with this the reactions involving the alcohol is over, right? Next we have to go for the phenols reactions, right? So next we have to see the phenol reaction, which we will see in the next video. With this, all the reactions involving cleavage of CO bonds in alcohols are over. Next we have to see the reactions of phenols. Okay, so phenols, not too many reactions will take place, like oxidation or what to say, we have seen dehydrogenation, all those dehydration and all. It has certain some one or two reactions with the phenol. Electrophilic reactions, so under electrophilic you have the electrophilic aromatic reaction, then you have the Kolb's reaction, Riemer-Tiemer, and reaction of phenol with the zinc dust, and oxidation of course, right? So we'll see that in the next video. Thank you.